Hello, 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 everyone. How are you guys doing today? Today is Wednesday, and no, I don't have my glass of wine. However, I do have my jar of a smoothie, and it's really, really delicious. So sometimes you just have to have a beverage of your choice in your wine glass, right? And yes, I just did not have my wine glass, but I do have a beverage of my choice. So let me introduce myself to those who may not know me. I am Jovita, and I help boss women go from feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, and alone to giving herself permission to heal and be free so that she can live a harmonious life. My overall mission is to empower women to live confident, authentic lives unapologetically. So, today is like we do know it's Wednesday, Wind Down Wednesday, right? And tonight's topic is priorities. How many of us have them? So I said it like that because it reminded me of the song Friends. How many of us have them? So just sing along with me. Priorities. How many of us have them? Right? So, but it's very, very important to just understand that we all have priorities. Now, a lot of us don't know how to prioritize our lives, prioritize anything, actually, for that matter. And we just don't know what is that important to us. So I wanted to start off with just giving a definition of priorities. And so priorities, and I'm going to read this for you guys because I got this. I did my research, right? The definition is, and I got this from freedictionary.com, the fact or condition of being regarded or treated as more important. That's what priority means. And when you think about that, it's like, wow, what do I consider important? Who do I consider important? Does anyone consider me important? Am I a priority in anyone's lives? We have to think about that because priorities just go just across the whole spectrum of things. It goes with relationships, it goes with your work, it goes with career planning, it goes with family planning, it goes with dating, it goes with making time to work out, exercise, your health, your mental health, physical health, sexual health, it goes with all that. And how do you prioritize? So I asked again, priorities. How many of us have them? We all have priorities. We all have priorities. I had to say it twice because we all have priorities. However, what we lack, and not everybody, but what some of us lack is how to prioritize certain priorities. So I know sometimes, people ask you like, well, what's important to you? That to me, that's a priority. What is important to you? So my faith is very important. So I prioritize that. That is high up on my list of everything. My faith is. My family is another priority to me. And inside of that family structure, my priority is to myself and then my son. So that's how I prioritize things because if I don't take care of me and make me a priority, there's no way I'm going to make him a priority and really give him what he needs. And I say that because, when I was raising him, because he's a young adult now, so he's doing his own thing. But when he was younger, I had to prioritize me so that I can be the best mother to him that I could be. So priorities, how many we all have them, we just don't know how to rate them, I would say, right? So in work, like when you're in work, there are different tasks that you are given. So how do you prioritize what's important and what's not? Well, first of all, you ask questions. You definitely need to ask questions. You need to know what deadline is when, what you need by that deadline, and how long it's going to take you to get to that deadline. And that's how you prioritize how you do your work. Because sometimes you get a task today that's not due until maybe 6 months later. How do you prioritize your work when you do that? I mean, it's to me, it's easy because I kind of know what my priorities are. But for someone who don't know how to prioritize, That might be kind of hard. But what you do is you break it down. You know the end date. You know what you have to do. So on a daily basis, you take the steps to get there. And I wouldn't say stretch it out to the end. Try to get there a little bit earlier so that you have some wiggle room in case there are pushback. There are things you need to change. There are things that get added along the way. So you just have to like learn to prioritize different things in your life. But like I said, a lot of us have these priorities, but we just don't know how to manage them. Another example in regards to priorities is I'll go with relationships, right? Because I hear this a lot. Well, if he or she doesn't make me a priority, then I'm not going to make them a priority. I hear that a whole lot. But you have to recognize when you are not someone else's priority. And what does that mean for you? Because you may recognize that you're not their priority, but you keep trying to be on top of their list. If they are showing you that you are not number one or number two or high up on their list, then guess what? It's time to move on, time to move forward, time to put yourself as a priority. And that's very important, especially when it comes to relationships, because a lot of people feel that way. I hear it a lot. And it's funny because I've even said it, well, shoot, if you're not going to make me a priority, I'm not going to make you one. I see what's important to you. Well, I feel as though I'm not that important to you. So guess what? You were not that important to me. Because when you treat people like you want to be treated, you will get that in return. So you have to really think about it. How many of us have priorities? We all do, right? But we just don't know how to manage them or how to prioritize and put it in order. Or the big thing is, I see a lot of people get their priorities all mixed up or messed up. I don't know whichever word you want to use today, but they just seem to like say, for instance, I don't have no money to go buy this very important thing that I need, right? Whatever that important thing that you need, not want, keyword here is need, right? I don't have the funds to do that. But yet you got the funds to go on vacation. What that means is what you prioritize, what was more important to you was going on vacation than getting that thing that you needed. That's what I mean by people just don't know how to prioritize. We have these priorities, but what's more important? And then you can't be mad at that when you're trying to still get this thing that you need, but you don't have the funds for it because you spent it all on your vacation, because this thing that you need wasn't that important to you. But it is that important to you, but you wanted to go on vacation, which is more important to you. So you have to really think about, priorities in life and just kind of how you set things up, because we all have priorities. We all have them. It all depends on how we decide to use them. And so one thing that has helped me was to really list down things to see what was more important to me and what I wanted to get done. Like there's a season in my life where my priorities change, because they do change. My priorities did change. Like when my son started going to college, my priorities changed. And so I stopped traveling as much as I did in the past. I did because my financial priorities changed. I mean, and I know a lot of people probably didn't understand it, and I probably didn't tell anybody because it was none of their business. But anyway, what I'm saying is I learned to adapt. Like, okay, I know this is what I have to do now. Not that I didn't put myself first, but I changed my priorities. So I didn't travel as much, but I did travel, right? So I did what was important to me, because what was important to me at that time in my life was getting him through school, getting him through college, making sure he had everything he needed so that he can be where he is today. That was my priority, and it shifted. So now that he's out, my priorities shifted again. And now I'm solely focused on me, building my brand, building my business, building my career, building my personal life, building just everything, my professional life, just growing in that way because I'm focused on me. That's my priority. I am my highest priority. However, I still travel. I still take time for him. I still take time for my family. I still take time for my friends. However, they are not that high up on my priority list. And that's just what it is. It's not that I don't love anybody any less. It's just that my priorities change it can change day to day. But from time to time, what's very, very important and high up on my list does change. And sometimes people won't understand it. And it's okay because it's not for them to understand. Because if they love you and accept you for who you are, then they'll know that things change. Your priorities will change one day. But I just really wanted you guys to know that we all have priorities. We all have them. And we need to stop complaining about things that we say we can't do that. We just need to prioritize. You're not doing it because it's not important to you. It really isn't that important to you. And if it's not that important to you, you're not going to do it. Although you may need it, you may truly need it, but it's not that important to you. So why would you? Why would you do it? Why would you prioritize? So I want you to leave with this thought here. I have priorities. How do I prioritize them? What is most important to me? Make a list of all of the things that are important to you, and then go back through that list and rank them in order, starting with one being the highest priority, all the way down until you finish. You may shift some things around. You may realize some things about yourself as well, because what you list first as your priority may not truly be your number one priority. Your number one priority may be to the bottom of that list that you made. So just take the time and do that, because priorities, we all have them. We just have to learn to manage them. All right. So I thank you guys for joining me tonight on Wind Down Wednesdays with your girl Jovita. And I will see you next week for another edition of Wind Down Wednesdays with Jovita. All right. Thank you. Love you. Talk with you later. Have a healthy week. Cheers. All right. Bye.